And I am black.
And that for this particular account, much of the cost was borne by Playboy.
I will show you funny words. For this part, you see? And then the TI, and then the income, and the U, and the DOT. So now for this particular part, it's going to be played. Let's find out. It's going to be played. It says right here. It's going to be played out of the cost. I can go. It's going to be played out. United States. I can do that if I want to, but I do not have to because they're going to show who is paying. Born. This does not mean that you were born. This means to carry. I don't even know why they had to play it like that because there's one person that is doing it, and it is done by Playboy. What did Playboy do? P-A-Y. Oh, I don't know if you saw all that. I'm so sorry. P-A-Y. So, all of this shit, and he played a particular part in it. He was the god of it. It was all carried out by Playboy, the owner of Playboy, but they just say Playboy instead of put his name there. That's kind of called like staying invisible, being in the shadow. So they don't use him. I mean, I know you hear his name a lot, but I mostly hear Playboy. So it's P-A-Y. Not only in the word play is pay, but in the word play is lay. And they are laying boys too, and girls too. And they are writing this shit, what? In the United States. Probably writing this shit right in the White House, who knows? And then also, they are pros. And there's your 13. And there's your B, right in the middle. Funding. So he gave them money for this. And page 197. But this shit, and even though I can play this game and I like playing the game, that's why I do it. To give me something to do and to exercise my brain cells. The reason I do this, and it doesn't matter if I do it or not, still says for this particular account, much of the cost was carried by Playboy. I don't know his name. I think it's Hefner or some shit.
Penthouse also provided funding because of the
to target her. To target her. This is not a campaign. This is called targeting.
Controversy. It would be a decade later before Dr. Reisman's research would be officially embraced by the Department of Justice. In a letter written by past administrator Robert Sweet, he says, while the massive affluent sex industry has employed nearly every technique in their arsenal, short of violence, to stop Dr. Reisman's work, they have not shown her findings to be incorrect or methodologically flawed in even the smallest detail.
Why don't you care more about the children than you do about protecting the finances of the sex industry and the sex establishment?
Judah, the sex industry. Dr. Reisman has for years argued against the harmful impact of the sex industry on America's children. Many of the PhDs who teach in our universities have not only been associated with the Journal of Pedophilia, but have also served as the board members for pornographic magazines like Penthouse Forum. These are the people who have designed the programs for sex education in America.
Do you see all those PhDs going through there? PD, PhD, PD, medical doctor, PhD, Do you see that? These are all the people. And at the bottom, what do you see? CIA. See, they think they're more special than anyone on the planet. And they teach themselves and their children that they are more special than anyone on the planet. And they can have anything they want. But one thing they cannot have, and that is melanin and that makes them furious. So now, all the shit they played on their own children to make their own children mind is their mind, Neanderthal. Now they come out and now they begin to play on the melanated man, and now the melanated man, male and female, are now gay. And if they are not gay, they say they are not gay, but they go both ways. Now you are not gay, but now you are confused. And the word confused is con, and then there is United States. Also us, United States has confused and con the fuck out of us, CIA. And also they are dealing with your ear.
Because Kinsey chose to define the pain and suffering of abused children as orgasm, he then argued that children were sexual from birth and should be taught about having sex as soon as possible. While most who promote the programs probably don't know it, this thinking is what lies
That promote the what? The programs.
behind the idea of teaching sex education to kindergartners.
I remember him using this in
The clone. He should do a movie.
He said Barack Obama supports teaching sex education to kindergartners. And, which I didn't know what to tell him.
Yeah, he stands in front of Planned Parenthood. Do you think that this man, this melanated man, do not know the do you think that he does not know the information on Planned Parenthood that the melanated people are putting out, and also unmelanated people are putting out? The plan to destroy melanated people? Does you think that he don't know that, and he is your president, and you know more than him? Wow. And some of you voted for him, so you think
But it's the right thing to do.
he's not for it, but it's the right thing to do. Is he confused or what? He is trying to con me. Confused. Con. In U.S. is United States, and con us, and he is in us is me. I am here in us. He is trying to con the fuck out of me. And look, see how they put PAR here? And then RENT shows here? I am not going to get into that one.
To provide age-appropriate sex education, science-based sex education, science-based sex education.
Science-based sex education. What is science-based sex education? But there's that word again, based, the number 4. This is also why they use 13. 1 and 3 equals 4, the foundation. And everything they do, they set their foundation on number 13. Although Aleister Crowley set foundations on 13, he also set foundations on the number 5. So he liked to use 23 a lot.
Remember that this science-based sex education begins with the so-called scientific data.
Also remember, this shit comes from Kinsey. And what is a Kinsey report? The Kinsey syndrome. What is it? Your children become fixated with sex.
Gathered by Kinsey's pedophiles and recorded by him in his sex reports. Something that Kinsey's followers continue to insist is relevant in teaching.
Here they go again in my face. Human. But yet they are showing me this, or unhuman people, unmelanated people, people who are not melanated are the ones he is showing me, because these are the ones they had their hands on it quickly to do experiments on. However, they do experiments on them, see how it works. Now we will take that to the human male, the melanated male. But you do not see that. You see this is them being melanated, and his middle name is C. Wow, wonder what that stands for.
Our children today.
These specific findings about these children are totally irrelevant to modern sex education.
Consider again this image of a teacher showing what appears to be 6 and 7-year-old girls how to use a condom.
Why? Why are they teaching 6 and 7-year-old girls how to use a condom? This is the type of shit that Dorothy got into for a minute. Why? They are taking this shit to the schools and teaching this shit to your children. But look at the children they are teaching it to. They are all unmelanated. They may have thrown maybe one token in because this is all a reenactment. Or maybe this is in a real school showing on a video. Who knows?
Will this 7-year-old be using a condom with?
Yes, that is what Dorothy said. Who will she be using a condom with?
When you consider that the PhDs who have designed these programs openly support the pedophile philosophy, we can only wonder, is sex education...
These are PhDs. Damn, I used to know what it meant, but now I just know it means piled higher and deeper. You know, like a BS is bullshit and PhD is piled higher and deeper. Does it have something to do with physical or psychiatry? I do not know. However, they all came into my face as pink. They are all Neanderthals. They are all children, haters. They put our mind on racism. No. It is children haterism. They hate children. Could that be racist? To hate children? And only be about those who are about you? And you teach other people to hate children? You teach children to hate themselves. So now you have taught them to hate children also. Because they are a child and you are fucking with them, and this shit is so fucked up. It's just so fucked up, and it is still going on. That's what makes it so fucked up.
To protect America's children.
That is a rabbit behind me. That rabbit has been put there to make these sounds. Sometimes they come, they put more toys in there. He has these things that makes more sounds. Sometimes he is quiet, and sometimes he makes sounds. So he really does not bother me. And I hope that he does not bother you, because I'm not putting my hand in the cage to take anything from him. I did not give it to him. I'm not going to take it away.
Or to condition them for seduction at the hands of a child molester. Why are America's children disappearing? For those who study the influence of...
Did you see that? That looked like a scary movie. And then now when I cut it off, here comes this bitch. He looks like a Frankenstein. His head has so many scars on top, like someone put him together. And that child just came up missing, like boom. And they did that on film. Wow.
For Kinsey, the answer becomes more than clear. The Kinsey Institute continues to lead the way in sex education and continues to be funded by the American taxpayer.
See now here. Hey, Thumper. Now, see, they can even control your animals. They can. I stopped here and he got even louder. Sometimes he is really, really quiet. Most of the time he is. Now, it says taxpayer money and the Kinsey Institute, right? This is not, see, this is where your shadow government comes in at. Because, of course, taxpayers, the government holds taxpayers' money, and so you would say, of course, that would be that, right? This should be government money. And the Kinsey Institute, and more so government fundings, so you can see what government it is to the United States. But they use taxpayers. Why they hide in the shadows? Shadow government.
Dr. Reisman believes the Institute should come under.
See, then they keep you in the word believe. They didn't say Dr. Reisman says, or Dr. Reisman knows, or Dr. Reisman, she researched this. They say she believes. She does not believe this shit. She knows this shit is happening. She is putting her life, her neck on the line, and that is where her hand is, almost to her neck. I wonder, really, what did they do to her? I don't know. I am watching this. Damn, they're like watching it with you.
Official investigation, something she was prevented from doing during her time at the Department of Justice.
The Kinsey Institute was so frightened that the truth would come out. That time it was Reinish, and then later it would be Bancroft, that they threatened lawsuits to everybody, and they pulled out every stop. They put the arm on everyone politically and institutionally. Their Rockefeller grants, their money, their funding from all kinds of other people would be pulled into play to stop Reisman from looking at the information that was right out there that belongs in the hands of the American public, so that the American public can make their own decisions about whether this is true, whether I'm wrong and I should be sued or put in jail or something, fine, or whether they're wrong. And we need to have a proper investigation so that the American public knows the truth about our history and how come we're getting to where we are where we are in terms of the kinds of violence that are taking place in society and violence to children. An objective researcher to look into the Kinsey research as it stood.
The president of American University, those who promote the programs, probably.
And sometimes they can move you. Because I wanted to actually hear what she was saying, because I only saw up to Obama yesterday, and then and then I had to move on. So, like I say, stay with me. I don't want to.
That time it was Reinish, and then later Feller grants, their money, their funding from all kinds of other people would be pulled into play to stop Reisman.
Will be pulled into what? Will be pulled into play. That means that they will pay these people. And they did, to stop her. Why? Why would you want to stop the righteous? She is doing the right thing. Although she is the daughter of Inky, all of Inky's children are not corrupted. Some of them can think for themselves. Why would you put in money to stop the righteous? Why would you let someone pay you to stop the righteous? Because the righteous has no money to pay you to help them stop the wicked. Because the wicked is the one that made up the money, because they need the money. They need to be rich. That's why RIC is in America. Because they need to be rich. Somewhere they need to be rich. Because they are Neanderthals. They are poverty-stricken of mind. However, this is one of Inky's daughters, and she is not poverty-stricken of mind, and I do not think that she is with others, and she has a different agenda. Why? Because she has no allies here or there. Her family probably even left her. And if she is in her own place, this is her place, she is so very blessed to be her aides, be a TI, and still have a place to stay. However, she can get into all of this because she is kin to them. However, I do praise the universe for allowing me to know that she does exist. I did not know.
From looking at the information that was right out there that belongs in the hands of the American public, so that the American public can make their own decisions about whether this is true, whether I'm wrong and I should be sued or put in jail or something, fine. Or whether they're wrong. And we need to have a proper investigation education so that the American public knows the truth about our history and how come we're getting to where we are. We are where we are in terms of.
Now, she said that the American public knows the truth about our history. Knows the truth about whose history? Theirs? And what is the truth about their history? That they have mental problems. And that, I don't know if she actually mentioned that, but she did mention mental health. Because their people have mental problems. And we here in America, we have a right to know that they are the ones with the mental problems, yet they are the ones running things. They say, oh, it will be like this. We will now teach children to have sex, and oh, it will be like this. It doesn't matter what you have sex with. They tell the children, come, let's have sex with me. I am your daddy. I am your mom. I am your sister. I am your brother. I am your dog. And I don't think people have sex with cats because I don't think a cat will go for that. So, but anything else, snakes, anything they can have sex with. And now they are having these children where the children look like frogs, or the children look like they have scales on them, look like some form of fish. Are they splicing? I don't know. You never know what these Neanderthal bastards are doing. The Kinsey syndrome, this stuff started before I was even born. But yet, I did not learn any of this shit through them. I did not learn this shit in school. I learned that they are have sex with children, but they were juicing children. That was the words that were going by, that they were juicing children. And I was young when I heard that. Beware of the Catholic people. And then when the Catholic,